Okay, hi, welcome to part two. Uh, uh, here. Okay, so, we're composition settings, 1920, 1080, or whatever you want to work in, 24. Durations, 10 seconds long. Okay. Finally, now then, we're going to import all of the files that we just made, PNGs that we just made. Make sure that you made your Photoshop file as RGB, and yeah, and you can import the Photoshop layers, or you can do it this way. We're going to do it this way because we just had trouble with importing all the Photoshop layers. And there we go. Now then, let's do this. Put all that shit down here. We're going to make it fit better. Perfect. Okay. Joe's coat cover is above his head, around his left leg. Shadow 2, 1, background, fan blades should not be down there. 2, fan base should be above everything else. Fine. Now we're getting somewhere. God. Alright. Oh yeah. Alrighty, and now we are all prepped for animation. Finally, now we can begin actually working to get it animated. So now, okay, now that we've finally got all our stuff cut up in Photoshop, got all imported, you might think we're ready to start animating. But hold your horses there, cowboy, because look what happens. See, say you want to rotate this fan blade 1 around. Well, turns out you can't just do that because look what happens. Oh no! Fan is drunk, apparently. So, I'm just going to do all that. So what we need to do is we need to change the anchor point here, the point at which it rotates and moves from. So move it to there, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Enough. And we gotta do that for fan blade 2. Oops. And finally, point this shit for fan blade number 3. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Actually, no, I can probably make that even better. Damn it. Move it up.
So like an anchor point that basically tells the edge of the file to stay in one spot.
Yeah, basically. It basically says move this thing from this point only. So, yeah, you're right. It makes the edge of it stay in one place, yeah. So I'm going to move these underneath our fan base. Okay. Now we can finally begin animating the fan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do rotation. Should we rotate that way or that way? That way? Okay.
As if to say that she's sucking.
Ha 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 ha, I like it. Symbolism. Symbolism shit. Okay, cool. So, okay, we're going to make, I think, maybe a second for each fan. Yeah, maybe 2 seconds for each fan. Wait. Nah, a second for each fan blade rotation would be good. So we're going do that. And
That's a key point.
it's a keyframe.
Or
Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, so when you're making, it's a frame, not a second. Never mind. When you're making animations, here are your controls for whatever you're trying to animate at that point. So we're
that's similar to the
yeah. So anchor point is what we just fixed. Position, scale, rotation, opacity. So if you want to make a brand new start of the animation keyframe, hit the stopwatch. There you go. It made one for you. Now you can press Shift and then click over towards the first second, and it will snap to 1 second for you. And then press this thing right over here, this yellow diamond, and when you do that, that will make a brand new keyframe. If you want to erase all the keyframes that you've made, click the stopwatch button again, there they'll go. Control Z, of course, will undo that so that we don't lose our work. Okay, so we've got it at the start and at the end. Now here's what we have to do. Here comes the harder part. We're going to have to make it rotate around the middle, and it's going to be a little wonky, so we're going to have to fix it, but we can do that. Actually, here's a better idea. That, paste it, Control C, Control V at the 20, or, no, wait, 23. Oh yeah, and if you ever want to like zoom in on your timeline so you can see the individual layers or whatever, just press the minus key on your keyboard or press the plus key to zoom in. So here you can see I'm at the 23rd frame, right before we get to the first second. So in order for it to just loop perfectly, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this keyframe here of it at the end, and duplicate it and put it here. So instead of like keyframing it going all the way around, what I can do instead is I can just take this keyframe here, which is exactly the same position, but now I can say like, I don't know, I can just rotate it a tiny bit back before it gets there. And so now, when we play it, it will do this. I have to render it out. But... oh, whoa, no, that didn't work. Damn it. Never mind. Fuck. We do it the opposite way, I guess. Worked. Ah, damn it, that didn't work either. No, I was wrong. I'm sorry. We are going to have to do it the other way. Fudge. Okay, well, scrap that idea then. I'm just going to make it go like, yeah, up there, I guess. And then... no! Fuck. Ugh. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere, finally. But I don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to have to do is this time I'm going to have to do something similar to what I just did earlier. Take this keyframe here, copy it, paste it to the end. Okay, and rotate it more. How do you like me? How do you like it? More. That might work. Yeah. So now, all goes as planned. We're going to render... oh, yeah. Okay, so unfortunately, it's way that as high. So you can never... in After Effects, you can't just like press the space bar and expect it to play, because it's either going to have to render every frame out like that, or it's going to play it like, yeah, it's only playing it to like 2.5 frames per second when you just press the space bar. So whatever you need, when you always are trying to render, or like, just preview something that you animated, go right here and press the render preview button, or the RAM preview button, and that'll render it out. So see, that's what we just did. Or I mean, press space.
Now, can you put a mask on it so it matches force perspective in that way?
Yes, I can. I can definitely do that. Yeah.
I think that would be the best way to say.
Yeah, totally. And then with a blur effect on it, no one will probably know the difference. So for doing masks, we're going to go, we can do it one or two, we can do it a couple ways. We can either do layer, no, fuck, wait. If I selected layer, effect, mask, new mask, and I don't think I can, nope, that's not going to work. Nope, I'm going to do it the opposite way. Nope, almost. Bingo. Now, I'm also going to make that mask go down this way too, so that it matches the height of that one as well. Yeah.
Gold.
And actually, I'm gonna put. Would it be would the fan blade be above? Would it be in front of the fan base or behind? No, it would be behind it because they're always. Yeah. It's just a silhouette, so
It's just a shadow,
yeah.
so
That's true. And now, let's see what it looks like now. Yeah, didn't do anything. Shit, what happened? That's not right. Mask. Oh, shit, the mask is rotating with the fan. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I am going to do this, though. I'm just going to FUD. I know there's a way. I'm just going to have to do this. Layer, new, null object. Then on that null object, I'm just going to have to layer, mask, new mask. But nope, I didn't do it either. Fuck.
Is it because it's on top of the
Um, maybe. I don't know. No, usually it should, no. It's not doing it either way, so I think I did it wrong. Yeah. I was close the first time. Maybe if I just went back and tried to make it so that it doesn't move along with the layer that it's attached to. Oh. Oh. Okay. Problem is, it's rotating along with the fucking thing, so that's not gonna work. Just make a mask pad. Still not doing it. Damn it.
Maybe it just has to be a second way.
Yeah, I guess so, but I just tried that and it didn't really work. Text, solid light, camera, shape layer. Fuck. Oh, I have an idea. Okay, so here's something called, so say something like this happens, and, you know, you put a mask on a layer, and the mask rotates, and you're like, what do? How do I make it not affect that layer, but still be there so that it covers it up? Well, what you can do is, you can go here, right-click on the layer that you want, go to Pre-Compose, and Blade 1. Now, that fan blade is in its own separate composition. So anything you do outside of it here on the main composition will not affect the end. Okay, well, okay, Okay, so actually, shit, we're gonna have to copy that and put it in here. Whew, there we go. Yeah. So now, all we do is delete these. Okay, so now it's yeah. Okay, so now the fan and blade animation is in its own little thing. Indeed. So well, actually, I haven't put the mask on there, but once I do, now everything I do out here in the main composition will not affect the animation inside this little pre-composition here. So let's now add that new mask. New mask. Pretty good, almost there. Oh yeah. And you can also, like, add more. Go here to the pen tool, click on that. You can add like more vertices to it. You can make it make it take like all sorts of weird shapes. That definitely comes in handy when you're like masking out like a person in a film or something. So you want like a guy's head to explode. Well, you can't have the mask be a square, so you're gonna have to like make it a circular mask. So you add more vertices and stuff and make it more circly, and then you have that mask like delete his head or something. But anyway, so yeah, and now check this out. Oh snap! Oh. Okay, so now we're probably gonna have to mess with the position of it because when it rotates down there, it's like being weird. But we can do that later. We can worry about that later. But now the problem is we've got it rotating once. That's great. But after 1 second, it just stays there. So what do we do now? Well, we could go into our pre-comp here where the animation for the fan blade is, and we could loop. Yeah, we could. We can loop it one of two ways. One, we can copy all these keyframes here and just have it, and just copy and paste it all throughout this shit, which would kind of take forever. Or what we could do is first off, we could shrink that down to a second because that's the length of the duration of the animation itself. Now, we can pre-comp this again in blade 1-2 or whatever. What we can do now is copy that animation right there again and again. And now we don't have to copy and paste all the keyframes and worry about them syncing up right, because now all we have to do is just loop the animation itself with itself in its own little in its own little composition. Yeah. Now, so it's like, all this here are pre-comps of just this one composition. So anything you do still to this first, pre-comp will affect everything in here, and likewise everything out here. But now, the cool thing is, you're gonna love this. It is gonna this is gonna keep on. Yep. Woo! Woo! Yeah, there we go. Yep. Fun stuff. Making cartoons, yeah. Takes forever, but man, when you're done, it's finally moving, it looks cool, man, it's so fucking worth it. Oh, good job, thank you. Save that shit, save that shit. Okay, and now I'm going to teach you about motion blur. Let me think. So we got our fan blade here, and that's moving, and that's awesome, but you said you wanted kind of a motion blur. Well, to do that, you go to this little thing right here, click that, and that is the motion blur toggle. Toggle it when you press, it's off, and now it's on. But doing that alone will not do it, because you've told After Effects that you want this layer to be motion blurred, but you haven't allowed motion blur to happen as a whole in general. So in order to have that effect just happen at all, go up here, click that thing, bam. now it's going to be all motion blurry. So when we render it, in theory, it should have a motion blur on it. Might have to do it on the other comps of it too, but we'll see. No, that didn't really work, but maybe.
Well, it's okay. It's crisp. You know?
Yeah.
When you speed it up, the audience will perceive it as motion.
Yeah, true.
When you back focus to the people below, it'll be out of focus anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Yeah.
But that's pretty cool.
Thanks. Yeah. I like to think so. This had the room. I'm just trying this out just because it's bugging me. Oh, there it is. I might get it eventually.
Sure.
Yeah, the problem is now it's going to take forever to render each frame out like that. Sometimes what you can do is if you're ever like, if you want to like have something like this happen, but it's taking like forever to render, just um, turn off all like the visibility of all the layers like underneath it, like the background and Brandy and Joe, and then slap a green background behind the fan or whatever, and then export that as like an MOV. Then what you can do is you can take that MOV, drop it back into After Effects, and put it on top, key out the green, and there you go. It's already a pre-rendered MOV file, and it's not going to take up nearly as much time to That's what I did for the fog, actually. The steam fog in the background. Yeah, I just rendered that out as an MOV, and I did that. Yeah. Well, it should be. It's getting close. About 13 frames, 24 frames per second. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that probably doesn't happen. Yeah. Wish I had more RAM. Do they even make those anymore?
They do, but they're really expensive.
Oh really? Yeah.
I used to have a G5, now I've got a G6.
That's cool.
I think it's a G6.
Yeah. Was this fan actually in the original Photoshop? You just made that? That's pretty cool.
So I could add a little cinema to the shot. Because it's a really cool shot anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Now, in terms of doing stuff like lip syncing, I do not recommend doing that in After Effects because After Effects does not like. You can animate really cool shit in it, but like when you're trying to like sync stuff up to audio, that's really like I haven't figured. There's a way you can like make it so that when you scrub the timeline, you can have the audio play, but I haven't figured out how to do that. And so whenever so obviously it's when you can't hear what you want to lip sync to, it makes it very hard to actually animate, to that in After Effects. So what I do for all the lip syncing shit is I put it in the Flash and I just animate it in Flash because you can actually just scrub the timeline and hear like each sound like as in regards to what frame you're on. Unlike in After Effects where you can't handle audio for some reason when you're working on it. So that Jess shot when she talks, I just animate that on Flash because it's a lot easier to do it for me there. Yeah. But I mean, shots like this, like you don't see their mouths really anyway, so it's not that big. So you can definitely, it's not that big of a deal here. Okay, so you can see you can see what I'm talking about there. Although, damn it, it's not doing it there. Well, if you wanted to do it that way, you'd have to go through all of these and do the motion blur on that, but that would take fucking forever for it to render. I'm just gonna turn that off. Why it's not?
But I think it's just a little bit of blur.
Oh yeah, totally. Oh yeah, I forgot. I need to show you how to do that. So in order to do like a Gaussian blur, like for what you want, like you're gonna go up here to Effect, Blur and Sharpen, Gaussian blur. Wait for it to load it. And Effects, Gaussian blur. So here we're going to keyframe our blurriness. So you wanted this to be in like focus for the first part of it, right? Okay, so we're going to make another keyframe here of it in focus. So that means like from here to here, there's no blur on it. And that's what you want. And then for like maybe how long do you want the rack focus to happen? Okay, so here it's 6. Now we're going to keyframe it again. We're going to make blurry, blurry, blurry. What the fuck? Oh, I had the motion blur on. Never mind. What are you doing? Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm on Fanboy 1. Never mind. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So there you go. So now, Fanblade 1 is going from there to there. We keyframe that. So now, if we render it out, actually, it's going to take forever. Fuck it. So you know what? You'll see what happens. It's gonna do that. So okay. So what you could do is you could go ahead and do animation for that blur on all 4 of these, or you could do it an easier way by just pre-comping all of that. Call this fan comp, and bam! Now all of this is in its own composition. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of the copy that effect, delete it, and blade 1, 2 now. Nope, there we go. And I'm going to, I copied the effect. Damn it, well, I did copy the effect. Shit, fuck it. Anyway, so you can put all of them in there, in their own composition, which will make it a lot easier to, make it blurry from one point to the next. There we go. Now, your effects, Gaussian blur. Whoops. Well, you know what? Fuck it. Who cares? At 6 seconds, we're going to have it be like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Still telling those what you're seeing. With the shot out of focus and change focus.
Exactly. What I can do is I can copy that effect from there. But no, what I could do is, instead of doing that, because like all that shit needs to be blurry at first and then go to crisp at the end. So I'm going to pre-comp. Yep, there you go. You're learning. Good job. Everything else. Now, all this shit is there. Yeah. Damn it, did it again. Okay, fine. You did. See if I care. Oh, no, it didn't. Oh, good. Okay, so now we can just... what is this one? 36.2. Okay. 36.2. Shift select. So it snaps right to that keyframe. 36.2. And then here, Zero, and voila. There to there. Save. There you go. That's how you do rack focus in animation. Yeah. So, and now, now that we've learned all of that stuff, I'm going to stop recording and start a new video. In the next one, I'm going to teach you how to start animating Joe and Brandy here, and anybody else that you ever